Under the Companies Act of 2012, it is a requirement for all registered companies in Uganda to have a postal address commonly known as P.O. Box. However, these boxes have since become outdated due to technological innovations of mobile phones and emails. The law also requires that when registering land to obtain a land title, you must present a postal address.
115 and 116 Companies Act. The law requires you to have a postal address if you want to open a company and register it, and now if you want to file returns at the end of the year.
Now, government through the Ministry of Lands has directed all registered landowners to update their postal and contact addresses with the Ministry of Lands. This, according to the ministry, will curb land fraud across the country. The Commissioner Land Registry, Baker Mugaino, says the move is a new measure to update the land registry with the particulars of landowners.
It's not all about postal addresses. The notice is about updating of your records on the register. We take your contact details, that includes an email address, a telephone number, and a postal address. Now, the way our system operates now is that when you're doing a transaction, we're able to send you a message on the kind of contacts that you have updated us with.
The ministry is acting within the law because it is a requirement under the law that governs conveyancing, land conveyancing in Uganda, the Registration of Titles Act. It's a requirement for people participating in a transaction, the vendor and the purchaser, especially the purchaser, to have their registered address on the file. And we believe that indeed the measure is aimed at minimizing fraud in land transactions.
However, there are concerns that the use of postal addresses has been overtaken by technological innovations of a mobile phone.
The postal system is not so much relied on by the citizens and even other people. And so many people take long to check their box, their post office boxes. And with the digital revolution, the most effective means of communication is the email address and the telephone contacts.
We end up sending communications to people who don't receive them. So it is important that we send communications to the right persons. We never had your phone contacts, there are no mobile numbers, we don't have your passport photographs, we don't have your NIN. It's within your interest to make sure that you update these records with our land information system.
However, in 2021, Postal Uganda introduced virtual post office boxes. This is the online registration of postal addresses, allowing landowners to receive instant messages and communications from the land registry.
The system is quite easy and is accessible even on your mobile phone. You can apply for an address on your mobile phone. You can pay for that address on your mobile phone. You can even make amendments and renew subscription.
There should be efforts to amend the law such that the registered address envisaged under the law is not restricted to the post office box number, but it can include email address, it can include your telephone number, so that you're contacted either through email.
Now, if you have the wrong addresses, it becomes difficult for you to come and state your case. And the moment you are not present, then the law allows us to proceed in your absentia. We are engaging with the judiciary to link it to the judiciary as well, so that we can register court orders.
But this is a charge and a cost to Ugandans, since one is required to spend money to register a postal address and constant renewal of the same.
No, it's a normal registration fee of 10,000. But you know that as well, for example, we have minor titles, whereby we should have minor titles where we have owners that are 40, 60 years old. Registration was done 30, 40 years ago.
And so you are now requiring every landowner to pay money to post office to get a box number, and every year pay a service fee.
The directive, according to the Commissioner Mugaino, requires one to visit ministerial zonal offices to update their addresses to avoid illegal transactions that may occur on your land.
We have 22 ministerial zonal offices throughout the country. So if your land is in Wakiso, we have 2 land offices in Wakiso. You just apply, order the letter, you attach your national ID, photograph, you pay 10,000 fees and registration, and the registrars will help with change of contact addresses.
It remains to be seen how this will play out for those landowners unable to obtain a valid postal address. Jingo Francis, NTV.